might have noticed that we have some people in orange gear behind us. Well, they are from the Enfield People's Theatre, and they are going to perform for us Netanyahu on Trial in Tottenham. Linda Brennan, she's the writer and the director of the play. Please welcome her.
Thank you very much. We'll just quick introduction and then we're going to do our play. We'd love you to join in. Thanks for coming. It's great to be in this venue. I mean, right over the river is fantastic. From the river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Yeah. Joining our songs, joining our chants, and off we go. Thanks a lot.
With a filtered AC, we're held in solitary. Better chow, better chow, better chow, chow, chow. Stop the
Weapons! Killing the people! Next time! Hello! People's Camp! Hello! We are the Filtered Eight. You may well have heard of us. We are very, very glad to be here and glad to be giving you or showing you our show. Let me tell you a little bit about us. We've been held in prison now for 3 months. We've been held under terror laws. We're still held under terror laws. I didn't even know what terror laws were. I absolutely do now, unfortunately. I want to tell you a little bit about Albert. Albert supplies weapons to Israel. They are based in the UK and they give weapons to Israel. They are the largest arms suppliers in the UK. I couldn't stand watching it. I couldn't stand letting Starmer getting away with it. We did direct action against Albert, peaceful but direct, because we didn't want them to send those weapons to Israel. We were doing what we could to stop a much larger crime, genocide.
An end to UK complicity. I had to take direct action against the bombs. I couldn't bear to hear of one more child's death.
We were held and questioned without charge for 21 days. It was terrifying.
They wouldn't even let my family contact me for over a week.
So we are proud to be here and proud to give you our performance of Benjamin Netanyahu on trial in Tottenham.
You can't hide. Genocide. Netanyahu, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. You can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Netanyahu, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide.
Stop everyone! Look! It's Netanyahu! Is it Netanyahu? What is it? It is him! It's him! Yes, Netanyahu! The war criminal! Don't treat you confident! I think you're making, I can't believe it! I'm about to make my first citizen's arrest! He knows! You are accused
the Tottenham Foreign Secretary, my good friend Dave. Look, Dave, I'm in a spot of bother here in Tottenham. Yeah, of course it's urgent. Blimey! Some fool is taking the International Criminal Court seriously. And that other one, ICJ or some such trumped up entity. What are these charges? What are these courts? Haven't we told them? We've got the most model army in the world. Who the hell do you think you are?
Right.
They've arrested me, Netanyahu. I don't know what for. War crimes or some such. Doesn't really matter, does it? Who cares? Blimey, send the army down to Tottenham pronto, or there really will be a third world war. Nuke Tottenham for all I care. It's only Tottenham. Send in the troops, a couple of battalions or two. Don't need your M39. Keep them handy and make it snappy. Oh, and keep your desk quiet, please. You're so good at that. And make it fast. I've got a top-level meeting with Elbit to discuss a supply problem we keep having with them. They keep closing for some reason.
Alright, so I've never done this before, so just bear with me. Okay, so step one, let's start off there. Alright, so step two is going to be find a judge. It's got to be someone honest and fair. A little bit hard nowadays, isn't it? Let's have a look at you all. Find a worker. A good old solid worker. Oh, you do.
Oh yeah, but I'm just a wasted. I know.
No, come on. Let's always trust the ones you people's judges. Alright, you lot, listen up. Don't go home yet, because you have got the most important part to play. You're going to be the people's jury.
Well, I can but do my best. But you, all of you lot out there, well, you are hereby sworn in, and you are going to be the evidence.
And then you are going to have your verdict, guilty or not guilty. So, let the proceedings begin. And I've got a shift on in an hour, so let's get a wiggle on. Benjamin Netanyahu, you are accused of genocide. How do you plead?
You dare to ask me how I plead? Me, Netanyahu, Bibi. But how am I supposed to plead? I do not recognize this court. Or for that matter, any other court. What is more, I have the support of the entire world. Or at least the parts that matter. The UK, for example, thanks to all our loyal friends. This is a moral outrage of historic proportions. Israel is waging the war against terrorism on behalf of the entire West. Lucky for us, we have the most moral army in the world to fight it. As you know, people in Gaza are terrorists. And if not terrorists, then they're shielding terrorists. There are no innocent people in Gaza. Women, men, babies. Each and every one is a terrorist. And don't You should see yourself, and don't believe their death counts either. Their terrorist death count. You Gallant had the right idea. Human animals, everyone! Anyway, Israel is above the law, and our impunity is guaranteed to us ad infinitum by the US of A, the UK and the EU. Moreover, you and your families will pay for this outrage. My friend Rami will see to that.
Silence! Benjamin Netanyahu! It is irrelevant whether you recognise the court or not. The fact is, the court recognises you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will delve into Netanyahu's war crimes. We will shine light where there is darkness. And let me say thank you to the people of Tottenham for executing the order, no pun intended. But now, we will start with the case for the prosecution. But before I begin, I will have absolute silence, especially from you. Calling Hind Rajab.
I am Hind Rajab. I'm 5 years old. Me and my family were running away from Gaza City when our car got shelled. Everybody in my family got killed, except me and my cousin. Then they shot dead my cousin, and I was all alone in the car.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, my dear. Where are you?
I'm alone. They killed everyone. They're all dead.
Where are you now?
In the car, alone.
You need to remain in your car.
There's a tank near me.
Is it moving? Is it shooting?
Yes,
From the front? Is it close?
yes.
Don't be afraid. Keep the line open. I will stay with you.
Please come and get me. Please stay with me. Tell someone to come and get me. What time is it? It's night time. I'm scared. Please, tell someone to come and get me. Get someone to come and take me. Please.
We breathe together. We breathe together. Stop the occupation. For those of you that don't know,
Nobody did come. Hind was on the phone for 3 hours. At 6, the medics' lines went silent and they lost contact. Red Crescent tried to get there, but 2 of their aid workers were shot dead. After 12 days, nobody knew where Hind was. When Red Crescent arrived, the scene was total carnage. There were charred and crushed bodies inside the car. All the bodies had been shot to death. They found 300 bullets inside Hind. 300. Hind was buried at Al Shifa Hospital.
Don't worry, everybody. It's the BBC.
So, remember now, we're here and we must not rock the boat. We must always back our establishment. Our establishment.
And with our gold standard of journalism, we'll give you the facts. At least some of them. The ones we like. Do you condemn what happened on October the 7th? Do you condemn what happened on October the 7th?
Say biblical.
Don't say genocide.
Say the statistics of the dead
Our lies.
Say the children were killed by a stray bullet.
Condemn what happened on October the 7th.
Do you condemn what happened on October the 7th?
Do you condemn what happened on October the 7th?
Calling
Youssef.
Calling Youssef.
Irish, I'm 13. Every day I remember that day, my body shivers. Not out of fear, out of hatred for the occupation that's deprived me of my rights as a child. I love remembering the tiny details of my life with my family. But the moment I was seized from my family is ingrained forever now. I was interrogated for hours, 9 hours, horrendous. The fear will never leave me.
Say it was a mistake. Say, what are we supposed to say? Army in the world. Yes, for the most part.
And do not say genocide. Say journalists and hospital workers are shielding terrorists.
Are shielding terrorists. Say, children are shielding terrorists.
Say terrorists again and again, but do not say genocide.
calling Saleh.
It was Israeli soldiers arrested me. The first one attacked me, but I pushed him away. He returned like a monster and threw me into motor vehicles. Other soldiers looked on with glee. They were glad they were humiliating a 17-year-old boy. We were still blindfolded and very tightly shackled. The scars on my wrists are still here. Months later, in the interrogation centre, I was beaten, threatened, terrorised to make me confess to throwing stones. I was sentenced to 4 months. It felt like 4 months in a cemetery.
Just keep saying children are shielding terrorists. Say civilians are shielding terrorists. Say women are shielding terrorists. Say medics are shielding terrorists.
Schools are shielding terrorists. Just say terrorists again and again.
Shame!
Calling
Aisha.
Aisha.
I'm a 20-year-old woman from Jabalia refugee camp. I was stopped by soldiers on the 20th of November. We were all fleeing our homes to southern Gaza. We were told that we were going to a safe place, but I was taken at checkpoint, separated from my family, and taken to Damon prison. I can't describe the pain I felt. I was so worried about my mother and my son.
the Israeli soldier, made me remove my jilbab, made me remove my shirt, and made me remove my trousers. A female soldier then dragged me over to sign a document blindfolded. And this male soldier, he was asking me where the Israeli hostages were. Me! He kept yelling at me with that same question. That night, they dragged us out onto the sand. We were all handcuffed and freezing cold. They made us sit on the sand all night with our hands tied and our eyes blindfolded. I was pregnant and I was in such pain. They tried to get help for me, but if you moved, if you spoke to anyone, they beat you. We were all beaten. One day, and it came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. Say it's beyond human. Yeah, say it's beyond human understanding. Say they beheaded babies.
Shame! Shame!
That night I gave birth with a cesarean and no anaesthetic. I was forced to leave the camp while still in stitches. My baby girl wasn't doing well. Her mouth was infected.
Do not say genocide. Do not say Arabic. Do not say our bombs kill children. Say we just sent a few bombs, just teeny little bombs.
Calling Dr. Ahmed Abu Saleh.
I'm a doctor from Vanessa Hospital. I find it difficult to speak, but I have to tell you, I was held with colleagues for a week in detention. They set dogs on me, and my hand was broken by Israeli soldiers. They doused us in cold water, and we were forced to kneel in uncomfortable positions for hours and hours. We were stripped to our underwear, kneeling with our hands above our heads, and medical robes lying in front of us. Anyone who moved their heads got beaten. And they left us again in this position for hours. We were taken into the hospital, beaten again, transported back, still with no clothes on. We had to stand for hours, and there was no food. Some died. I thought I was going to be executed. I thought I would be killed.
Do not say they tortured the doctors. Say they were senior Hamas operatives.
Say the hospitals were shielding terrorists. Say terrorists over and over again.
Do not say ethnic cleansing.
Say population transfer.
Shame! Calling Dr. Sidwa.
I'm a trauma surgeon. I've worked in so many war zones. But what I saw in Gaza haunted me. Almost 100% of the patients are homeless and displaced. Children with wounds too horrific to say in this talk. Thousands coming into the hospital. You've seen them. Kids starving, going through the garbage, It looked like an atomic bomb had hit the place. Lots of the small children were actually suicidal.
Say collateral damage. Do not say apartheid. Do not say checkpoint. Do not say siege. Do not say starvation.
Calling Palestinian journalists.
Calling Palestinian journalists.
I dedicate my testimony to Shireen Abu Akleh. She was shot in the head by the Israeli Defense Forces in the Jenin refugee camp. And I dedicate my testimony to all the Palestinian journalists and their families killed so the Israelis can hide their crimes from the world. Us journalists, we paid the highest price with our lives. And every time one of us is killed, we lose the truth.
My name is Wael Al-Dadu. I kept on reporting day after day, hour after hour, even after I knew they had taken my wife and two of our precious daughters. I went straight back out. I somehow thought that if I can just get the truth out, that was the only gift I could give my family. Look over there. It's going to be a bloody night tonight.
Who is it? Your daughter. She's in hospital. They've struck the place where your wife and family are.
It took me 40 minutes to get to the safe area. I found chaos and devastation. People were digging in the rubble with their bare hands, using their mobile phones for light.
Some tears, some wailing the names of the dead. In the debris, we found Adam, Daddy's youngest grandson, 12 months old, unconscious, buried.
I went to the hospital. I searched for the rest of the family. I lurched from place to place, pushing through the crowds. People were avoiding me, not coming to me.
An ambulance pulled up. They brought to us Daddy's youngest, only 12. He was still alive. They started stitching him with no anaesthetic.
Yahya screamed and screamed. I went to the morgue. Mohammed 15 and lovely Shan 7 were there. I couldn't speak. People reached out to me, touching, holding. I couldn't cry. I knelt by Mohammed's body. Then I let out my first cry. They took their revenge out on our children.
They took their revenge out on our children.
Do not say open air prison. Do not say armed settlers.
Do not say house demolitions. Do not say Nakba.
Only last week
we were surprised by Israeli warplanes bombing a tent of displaced people inside Al-Aqsa Mosque. The nearby canisters went up in flames. And what happened to the 30 tents? They went up in flames. 30 tents went up in flames. My hands and my feet are still burned.
We were wearing press vests and helmets, but they were ignored. A drone fired missiles directly at us when we were taking care of the injured. My friend Mohammed, the cameraman, was killed. And I was injured in the neck. We were transmitting the news when we were shot. Fadi is paralysed and in a critical condition.
Do not say that Jewish people are shouting, "Not in my name."
Do not mention the brave young Israeli refuseniks. Do not mention them.
Do not say the police attacked the demo. Say the police were protecting the public.
Yeah! Protecting you!
The police are protecting you from us.
From them! Lies! Lies!
We're the BBC.
Lies!
Do not say never again means never again for anyone.
Say it's a conflict, a religious war.
A death cult.
A war on terror.
Stop! I've heard enough.
I can't hear anymore.
Now would be the logical time to hear the case for the defence.
Defence? How can any of this be defended? How can there be a defence?
I knew I wouldn't be given a fair trial.
Go on then.
I am conducting my own defence. My first witness is my old friend, Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister. Keir Starmer, son of Mr. Starmer, the toolmaker.
Calling Sir Keir Starmer! I mean Keir Starmer!
Calling Keir Starmer!
Shame!
Yes,
We washed it in the kitchen sink, and though our arms are stiff and sore, we'll bleach it just a little more. So hang the scarlet alone, one for
Our sphere and we make them all feel welcome here. What's going on in Gaza? It's definitely not a genocide. I can say that quite confidently as an international human rights lawyer and a dedicated Labour friend of Israel. Israel has a right to self-defence. Israel has a right to self-defence. Israel has a right to self-defence. Israel has a right to cut water, electricity, food and medicine. As for the International Court, I think I've made my position quite clear. I immediately suspended the MP for Edmonton when she dared to suggest that this skirmish conflict was a genocide. Our foreign policy has human rights at its very core. If you want our Arabic weapons, you shall have our Arabic weapons.
Not if we get there first!
And if the USA says jump, we only need to know how high. With our ancient democracy, our rule of law, our fair play, Great Britain stands behind you.
Never forget, Israel learned from the masters of occupation and colonialism, Great Britain, ethnic cleansing, divide and rule, imprisonment without trial, concentration camps, torture, surveillance, spies, not to mention the good old Balfour Declaration. We learned it sitting at your feet. Now, Zakir, can I ask you a question?
Oh, go ahead.
You know that British military base you have in Cyprus?
Well, it's not quite out in the open yet, Bibby. It's all a bit hush-hush, and let's keep it that way at RAF Aquacherry.
We have had a lot of military assistance from you ever since October the 7th. You sent us your A400s and your C-17s, dozens daily, not to mention that your spy flight and the spy teams flying across Gaza, giving us invaluable information. And well done for your T-notices. It's worked well judging by the silence of your press. Quite remarkable.
Well, actually, we don't talk about it, Biddy, especially not here in Tottenham. Let's talk about those operations, those hostage rescue missions. Okay? They don't know the half of it, and that's how we want it to stay.
Whatever suits you, Sir Keir. Well, I don't get why there's such a need for secrecy. My government doesn't hold back. Nobody indicates us of denying that we're going to bomb Gaza to smithereens seconds before we do actually bomb Gaza to smithereens. Thanks, Keir.
Oh, criminals!
Sausages!
I call my second witness, David Lammy, the Foreign Secretary.
Working tirelessly for this ceasefire. We have been working ceaselessly for a solution. We have been working tirelessly for a ceasefire. Now, I know children are starving in Gaza. It's sad. It's very, very sad. But you must remember that Israel has the right to do whatever she must do to defend her borders. She has the right to defend herself. And I just want to say, whatever is said in the House of Commons, you can be sure that Israel has the full backing of the Western arm industry, and there will be no problem with your supply of weapons from Elbit. Now, I'm trying to think of what to say now, because I feel so embarrassed about this thing that's happening to you here in Tottenham, especially here on my patch. To be honest, it's why I hardly ever come here. It's full of rebels and militants and activists and... So, I'm trying to find another word for genocide, because you lot, you activists, you traitors, you completely misuse the word and you take away the real meaning of genocide. So, I don't know, the BBC have probably got a good idea. I don't know, Palestinians lost their lives. They lost their lives, didn't they? They lost their lives. Yes. Anyway, so, about the Filton 18. We have lots of laws, new laws, to stop them, don't you worry. And they will find that if any of them continue to rebel, you will have the Secret Service on you, and you will all end up in prison, just like these, held under the terrorism laws. If any of you militant, left-wing, subversive perpetrators wish to suggest that the event happened before October the 7th, or goes on endlessly about context, historical context, borders and walls, and so on and so forth. You will find those words are now prescribed. The Fulton 10, no, the Fulton 18 are held under the terrorism laws, and so are all of you if you continue to protest.
You too
have had your fair share of terrorism. Stamp it out early. Ban the flags, ban the marches of hate, ban the slogans.
More criminals!
We're already banning the marches. You guys, we've been doing this. What did you want, a ceasefire? You've got a ceasefire. There's no more protesting, no more demonstrating. You will all be held under the Terrorism Act. Any suggestion of complicity, and you'll all find yourself in jail.
We will not stop! We will not rest!
It does make it a bit tricky for me because I kind of pretended to my constituents that I was trying to end the war, and at the same time that's not really caring. So we do what we have to do. We do what we have to do, baby.
One thing, Lammy, how have you managed to get your media to shut up? Is it the denotices? Or is it that the BBC all went to the same public school? The British Empire never died, eh? Good man. And now, for a final witness, I call Deborah Orr, who, as a Jewish Israeli woman, will demonstrate to the court the reason we are fighting. To give her the whole of Greater Israel without having to clap eyes on any Palestinian.
You have brought me here as a defence witness, but Netanyahu, there is no defence for you, nor has there ever been. Don't use my name, my Jewish religion, my Jewish culture, and Jewish history as a reason for your genocide.
Not in my name!
You don't speak for me, nor for thousands of Jewish people across the world.
How on earth did you get in? Security! Security! Sophia, have they not told you in school? We are the only democracy in the Middle East. Don't you know we
army in the world?
I refuse to serve in your Israeli Defence Force. You could throw me into prison, but my suffering would never be as great as the suffering of the Palestinian people.
Not in my name!
I feel so hurt!
Where did we go wrong? Looks like all our propaganda didn't work. You see, we are fighting for our biblical right to a greater Israel. All the rest is collateral damage. Sophia, remember, a people without a land, with a land without a people. Remember, we'll make the desert bloom. And remember, the only word that counts, terrorism!
My great-grandmother was murdered by the Nazis in Auschwitz. If she was here today, she would have called out your genocide. Don't use her memory for your ethnic cleansing, your terror and your torture. You have weaponized our past trauma to cover up your genocide. But Netanyahu, the truth is gushing out, no matter how many lies you tell.
The Fulton 8 of the future.
And amongst the horror, there is hope. You, a
have committed crimes against humanity. 76 years of occupation, 76 years of ethnic cleansing, murder, torture and suffering. But you young people out there, you won't do it. I am proud to stand with the Fulton 10 and all other political prisoners. So let's shout it out. Israel is a racist,
Apartheid.
colonialist,
State.
free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.
Palestine will live forever. Palestine will live forever.
Rally! Stormer! Action! You are all traitors! A few years in jail will change your minds. I gave you a ceasefire! I gave our troops a rest.
We don't care.
Okay, Tottenham.
We want the end of the occupation.
You've had your fun. Now let's get back to where real power lies.
Yes, we want to use our power to crush this rebellion, make an example of the Fulton 18. We'll crush them and we'll disarm them like we did the march on Saturday. We're going to do them all in and we're going to stop this protesting nonsense.
Now, gentlemen, shall we go to lunch? I know a lovely little restaurant in Pimlico.
Let's get out of here, eh? It's not safe for us now. Never did like Tottenham. Where can we go?
Stop! You can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Stop! We charge you with genocide! Stop! Netanyahu, we can't hide! We charge you with genocide! Stop! Netanyahu, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide!
Are you staying silent too? While people are killed far away from you. People keep dying and we all just live our lives. The child loses all in the land of Palestine. See, we're the Fulton 10. Fulton 18 now. We are not going away. We're not going away. No matter what conditions they put us under. No matter what they do to us, we are not going away. We are not going to stand by while our government commit genocide because the bombs are being sent from our factories to kill Palestinian people. We will not stop. Kill Saleh. Never forget Hind Rajab, aged 5, shot with 350 bullets.
We will never forget.
We will never forget how Israeli tanks moved over the live bodies of human beings who were sheltering in the hospital. We will never forget how Israel showed us what bodies look like when they are burnt alive. We will never forget.
We will never forget.
Never forget.
We will never forget the little children whose limbs were amputated with no painkillers.
We will never forget.
We will never forget every single journalist and medic you assassinated to prevent the truth and to prevent lies.
We will never forget.
And we will never forget. I'm looking towards the American embassy, Biden, Blinken and Trump for arming Israel to the teeth.
We will never forget.
Until justice is done. Thank you.
Free, free!
Palestine!
Free, free!
Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Netanyahu, you will see!
Palestine will be free!
Netanyahu, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
Blinken, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
Saleh, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
Lanny, you can't hide!
We charge you with genocide!
No,
Please.
we are the people.
Two, we won't be silent! Up to order now, 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 now!
One,
We are the people!
two,
We won't be silent!
three!
Up to order now, 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 now!
Netanyahu, you can't hide.
What one day you're gonna be the one
Judge with genocide. Oh no, you can't hide.
Hey, hey, hey! His Islam is a waste man! Spreading Israel's lies! Hey, hey, hey! Islam is a waste man!
Spreading Israel's lies! Keep on running! Running from! One fine day you're gonna be the one judged with genocide!